So let's get started now. And this is when the recording that we send to everyone, and everyone that's on here, you will get a recording of this. Um, Happy Juneteenth. I would have never scheduled this on Juneteenth, but my marketing team is in Canada. And so Armin's in Canada as well, and I just did not realize it. Um, we do, I'm sure you know the drill, about 50 webinars a year now, and 3 of the webinars that we did this year, and this is the last one, are not actual NetDocs products. This one is TitanFile. This is a product one that I use every day, and it's going to have an native integration with NetDocs. So I just want to bring that out right now. It does not have that integration yet, but it's coming out. So I'll just give you my use case, and Armin, I don't want to interrupt, but I just want to tell you why I want to do this webinar. So NetDocs, fantastic product, but it has a limit, and we all know that limit, 2 gigabyte file size. We just can't have anything larger than that. So what I'm running into is issues with NetDocs users, or just users in general, where we have to send files to one another, and we can't do it because of that 2 gigabyte limit. So Armin, I think we met at Legal Tech New York, and I just signed up and became a TitanFile customer. So even if you decide that you don't need TitanFile, you'll probably end up using it because I have it. And I think the use cases there are, you have an attorney leaving your firm and you want to give those documents to that attorney. I will export those out of NetDocs, put them in TitanFile, and Armin's going to explain why I'm doing this, because this is a product for law firms. Or you have someone coming in, or you have a massive amount of discovery there. So this is why I'm really excited. I'm coming at this more of, I'm a TitanFile user. I'm paying for TitanFile, and I love it. And so I figured it's a natural fit from the questions I'm getting from lawyers and NetDocs customers. How do I move these large amounts of data that NetDocs doesn't support? So Armin, I'll turn it over to you. And where in Canada are you located?
Yeah, thanks, Craig. I'm in Toronto, and happy Juneteenth to American friends that are joining us. Not a holiday here. We actually have a stat holiday coming up for all of Canada, which is Canada Day, coming up July 1st. But yeah, no such luck. Our hump day today is a boring old Wednesday, so we're in Toronto.
And I'm gonna turn this over to you to go over TitanFile. We will, once we're done with it, we probably won't use the entire 45 minutes. We will do the Q&A. You've already found, a lot of you, the chat, so feel free to ask questions in the chat. Ask them as you have those questions, and we'll circle through those as we get towards the end of it, or use the Q&A option as well.
Yeah, and thank you, Craig, for the intro and the warm words on TitanFile. It's been great working with Optable and you and your team, and happy to be able to host this little session and tell you folks a little more about TitanFile. So what I've prepared for y'all is a quick introduction on who we are. So what is TitanFile? I know Craig propped this up, but I'll introduce us quickly. Some of our clients, some of our pillars, the 3 pillars of our company, and what we defend, as well as some of our clients in the legal space, use cases, a few of them that Craig already covered. And then, it seems like we'll have the time. I'll also show it in action, because I could talk about it and Craig can talk about it, but nothing better than seeing it in action. So I'll walk through a very basic workflow of how to send, receive files using TitanFile. And then we'll open up Q&A, and if any of y'all want a personalized session after this webinar, really happy to host one-on-ones to tell you more, do customized demos, etc., etc. So let's get going. TitanFile again. Oh, I'm Armin Afkami. Craig, thanks for allowing me to be a part of it. Account executive at TitanFile. Been with the company for close to 18 months now, and again, just a pleasure to be with all of y'all today. What is TitanFile? We're a secure and intuitive file sharing collaboration platform meant to be easy. When we built this 13 years ago, the concept was emails are not secure, but we like the email workflow because it's simple. Can we do something as simple as email and make it extremely secure, robust, and performant? So I'll jump right into our pillars, talk about security, talk about performance, talk about ease of use. what we've noticed in the space, there are other tools that are extremely secure, but normally if they're very secure, they're very hard to use. You need IT handholding. Someone has to set up an FTP site, et cetera, et cetera. It's not easy. If it's really easy as email, normally it's not that secure. You've got all kinds of security vulnerabilities, and it feels too easy. Uh-oh, that should be a risk. And then in the middle of all of this, in the perfect triangle of performance. It needs to go fast. It needs to be up all the time. It needs to be able to support large amounts of data. And that's what we focused on. So all three pillars are extremely important to us. And I won't read you through the whole slide and tell you about our security posture, but what you need to know is we're number one in security compared to all other file sharing tools. We have no limits when it comes to file size, limitations, storage, none of that. Blazing fast upload speed. So even though we're a cloud-based solution, if you've got a good internet provider at home, it'll go lightning fast, and Craig can attest to that. We were just talking about that. And then easy, really. There's like you'll see in my demo, anyone can easily pick up TitanFile, whether you're a user of TitanFile or whoever you're communicating with externally, whoever you're sharing stuff with or asking them to send you stuff back through TitanFile. We made it fail safe. It's super simple, and we're proud to say we have great support, but normally our support lines are empty, which means the product just works and there are no issues. So those are our pillars at TitanFile. I'll keep going again. Craig, I know he touched on some of the use cases. Onboarding, offboarding attorneys and law firms is a very good classic one, and it falls under our large file transfer bucket. If you've got a complete image of a computer or all the files within a drive that need to move over, TitanFile can support it. If you're in litigation, e-discovery folks, they absolutely love us, because when it comes to getting production packages ready, either for intake or when you've prepared everything to send everything out, TitanFile is perfect for it with our unlimited speeds, storage, and all that jazz. But for every other use case within a law firm, TitanFile is great as well. You're trying to send an email out the door and it's large. The file you're trying to send is larger than the 25 megabyte limitation that Outlook normally sets. Use TitanFile, log into your portal, create it, boom, send it out the door, super easy. Speaking of client portals, you want to have multiple folks within a channel. We call it channel. I'll get to it in a second. Let's say you have a few buyers, a few law firm, a few opposing counsel. You want to all work together on a file and send and receive stuff and have a timelined version of who sent what, when, and where. You'll have all that through one simple workflow, which is fantastic. So all these use cases can be covered and more through TitanFile. And in terms of integrations, I know we're going to talk about NetDocs in a second, but we made it simple. We focused on the ones that bring the most value to our law firm clients. So Outlook integration, which can, for the ad hoc file sharing, be very useful to plug in 2 buttons in your Outlook environment so you can work directly out of it and boom, send something out directly through TitanFile without leaving Outlook. A DocuSign integration for e-signatures, most popular e-signature tool for legal. We build that in, really simple. You do it directly in the tool, really fun stuff. And then in terms of integrations, we focused on the 2 most popular DMSs, iManage and NetDocs. And today, both are supported through third-party integrations, but with NetDocs directly, we're working with them to have, as Craig mentioned earlier, a native integration, which we're really excited about. We're a proud partner of NetDocs, and we'll be announcing that shortly later in the year. So stay tuned for that. So that's quickly what TitanFile does in terms of use cases and some of our integrations. Quick list of our 500 plus enterprise clients. You might recognize some of these banners. We've got big AM law firms, both big Canadian firms as well as huge American firms that use TitanFile enterprise-wide today. These are some of our champions that absolutely adore us. There are many more, just not all of them are comfortable to share their names and logos, both for security reasons and competitive advantage. But we are really growing rapidly, and don't think that we're only hunting the big, massive clients, but far from that. Actually, we service a lot of sole practitioners, small and medium-sized businesses as well, and smaller law firms throughout America, Canada, and even in Europe. So those are some of the highlights on TitanFile. A few testimonials in terms of some of our happy clients. It's tiny, so I won't read through them. I mean, if you watch the recording, you could zoom in and kind of try to squint and see what's written there. But I think what they're saying is good. If not, they wouldn't say it. And we just won in 2023. If you're not familiar with ILTA, International Legal Technology Association, thousands of partners and vendors are part of that association. And for us to be recognized as the solution provider of the year in 2023, it's a testament to the hard work that our team, our engineers, and even our clients have put in terms of referrals to allow us to take that prize home last year. So we couldn't be prouder. So that's TitanFile in a nutshell. You see, that was quick and painless. We covered who TitanFile is in, 5 minutes and a half. And you know what? It looks like we're just going to jump into a product demo right away because we've got time and I'm cruising. Is
And
everyone still following?
I am, and I'm glad I'm not taking advantage of the Outlook plugin. These are why I do these webinars, is so that I can learn with my clients about stuff that I just like, oh, there's an Outlook plugin. Like, why don't I have that installed?
And you know what, Craig, actually, I would wait a minute in terms of leveraging it because we're actually relaunching it and this is imminent. We're actually beta testing the newest version. So we're going to have a newer, better version of our Outlook plugin launched shortly. So I would recommend, I'll send you a line as soon as that new version's out and
Okay.
check it out once it's ready. Take her out for a spin. It's going to be a really high performance way of still staying within your Outlook environment and being able to leverage TitanFile. So that's going to be really cool. So I'll poke you and you can then poke whoever wants to know. You can send me a line and I'll put you on my list and send you an update when it's out. And speaking of cool integrations, I didn't really touch on it, but we got the nod to be an official M365 partner, and we're working on and going to launch shortly an M365 partnership where you can co-author Word documents on any type of, whether it's web online or the desktop version, whatever it is, you'll be able to co-author Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and all that jazz directly in TitanFile, directly within the TitanFile platform. So really bunch of cool stuff coming.
Yeah, and I
Okay.
think it's oh, I was just gonna say, so I think NetDocs, so Microsoft must have opened this up because that was always the big bugaboo, is that we could only do that in basically SharePoint. And so now that's coming with NetDocs as well. So really exciting that we're able to actually basically bring the Google Docs like experience to TitanFile and NetDocs.
Yeah, and exactly. And to be fair, today our platform still supports versioning, where if you're working on a doc, someone downloads it, works on it, sends it back, then there is the versioning, so you're able to keep the versioning history. But the live editing will kind of trump that and allow you to just directly work on the same file without having to worry about download, re-upload, et cetera, et cetera. But let me get into the crux of the demo and show y'all how easy it is to use TitanFile. As Craig mentioned, we'll leave ample time for Q&A for anyone here who has questions on how to use it, why to use it, when to use it, and all that jazz. And I'll get right to it. So what you'll notice right away is I'm on the TitanFile landing page. I'm on the web right now. So it's a web tool, usable and accessible anywhere you have the internet. It's device agnostic, so you could use your cell phone, a tablet, your desktop, your home computer, laptop. It works on any device. It works on any browser. I'm on Chrome. It works just as well on Edge, Firefox, Safari, no issues. A couple things I want to bring your attention to. The logo on the landing page is customizable. Shout out to Optable, of course, for co-hosting this webinar for us. The URL is customizable as well. I'm on my demo account, but this Armin demo piece can be tailored and customized to your own firm. So as an example, one of our big firms is Littler. They have, of course, their custom landing page. You see the branding. So that is something that is used both internally. So for you and whoever's part of your team, and internal is it's not that nuanced. It's whoever's part of your team that's internal, whoever you're managing the licenses for. And externally, so anyone you're sharing with, and important to note with TitanFile, you only pay for your internal users and you have an unlimited amount of external users. So you could be a sole practitioner and have 1,000 clients and you don't need to worry about, oh no, I have to pay for all my clients. None of that. You just focus on doing your business. You pay for your one sole practitioner license and you're good to go. So just wanted to nuance that before I get into the demo. So this URL is customizable and it can be your, business name, no issues there. You'll use email password-based authentication. Again, linked to your email, and you can add multi-factor authentication for your internal group for an extra layer of security, and also for your externals, whoever's logging in, for an extra layer of security. So obviously, as I said, we are rated #1 in security, and we take that obviously to heart, and as you should, as regulations, client needs, and data breaches have been multiplying. So it's very important to put security top of mind, and using a professional encryption tool like TitanFile is definitely the right tool for it. So let me jump into the demo. I'll authenticate in. This is what the main TitanFile interface looks like. So you'll notice there's not a lot of buttons, not a lot of things to distract you from this main view. You'll fall in directly into your active channels view. What are channels? It's just a TitanFile lingo. you use it in Teams, you use it in Slack. We coined it before, but I mean, who's counting, right? Anyways, it doesn't matter.
Workspaces. In
Yeah,
NetDocs,
workspace.
these would be workspaces.
It's effectively a synonym.
Yeah.
Workspace, channel. And what's great about TitanFile, every end user, anyone within your firm, anyone who has a TitanFile subscription has an unlimited amount of channels that they can have at the same time. And a channel effectively allows you to choose who is it going to, how many people are within it, which files are you sending, what are you getting, what messages are you sending back and forth. You control everything within a channel as the creator of the channel, and you have an unlimited amount of channels like I mentioned. We have a search bar that allows you to fall into the matters or the channels that you need to work out of. And effectively, there are no storage limitations. So you're not forced to delete any channel for any reason other than if you want to just clear the clutter and you've finished the transaction or a matter is over and you want to put it in NetDocs in your DMS and you don't want to deal with it anymore. Then you can remove it. And we also have, and I know we touched on that earlier, Craig, we have auto file retention policies that allow you to purge channels on a specific time frame. If you want to be very kind of laser focused on how these channels are created, when do they expire, etc., we've given you tools to do all that stuff really easily. But since it's, again, kind of a first intro to TitanFile, I can easily do one-on-ones with all of y'all and tell you more about those cool features. Just focus on what is TitanFile mainly used for? Sending and receiving files securely in a very easy way. To send files out with TitanFile or to request files being sent to you with TitanFile, it's a 3-step process, and it goes like this. First step, create a channel. Name it in a way that makes sense to you. So let's say matter 9345 files for Sarah Smith. So let's say Sarah, opposing counsel, a client, whoever she may be, she's waiting for a package of documents from us, and I'm trying to send it securely through TitanFile. She's never used TitanFile before, so I'm just going to add her to a channel and show you that flow. First step, create a channel. Second step, add Sarah to the conversation. I'll hit that little add button. All I need to add Sarah is her name and email. Obviously, I'm using a demo account, so don't mind this funky email, but you would use the real email address here. You'll notice that Sarah's added to the header, but nothing's been sent yet. And the third and final step to add files through TitanFile is to just add files or folders. With TitanFile, we support full folder structures in their hierarchy. So if you've got subfolders with folders within them, and it's like a never-ending folder saga, we support that. Don't worry about it. You could just bring it into TitanFile. You can drag and drop it or hit this attach folder button, and it works as well with attached files. And what we're working on with NetDocs is once you hit those buttons, you'll be able to go directly into NetDocs to fetch files and then vice versa to bring them right back. Not out yet, coming soon. So if you hit the attach folder button just to do this demo, you'll be able, for example, to grab this master folder with its subfolders and files within it, hit upload, and the entire package will upload at once. You'll see this progress bar that shows you the speed of the upload. So if you are moving large amounts of data, this is great. You'll see how fast your internet is going and how fast this is being processed. Like this was not a large packet, but it was lightning fast to get it uploaded. You'll also notice that even though I uploaded folders, you actually see the files in exploded view. This is kind of a final stance to make sure that there's no funky files in there, something that shouldn't have been in there that slipped its way into one of your folders. You kind of have damage control. Great. This is all good. There's nothing funky. One more thing that actually sets TitanFile apart from other file sharing tools is you can actually add context through the conversation tab, which again, like email, when you're sending an attachment, very rarely are you just sending an attachment. You're normally adding a little bit of context. Like in this instance, I'll be like, hi, Sarah. Here are the evidence files you requested. Can you please share the, images we talked about? Armin. I'll hit send, and if you remove the extra commentary, because I love to talk, it was super easy for me to create a new channel, add a recipient, add a bunch of files and some context, and send it out the door securely using TitanFile. And just to wrap up the demo, it's great if it was easy for me, a TitanFile user, but what does it look like for Sarah? She's just at home at the office and is expecting a package from me. What does she see? What is her experience like? We've made it just as easy for the recipient. So right now I'm in my Google account pretending to be Sarah. Ooh, a new email just came in. And it says files from me, Sarah Smith. Oh, I recognize it's from Optimal. It's definitely from Armin. I know him. He's sharing files with me. I actually see the files that I want, but no, I can't. Where's the attachments? I can't download anything. Oh, Who's this other Armin that just joined? That's interesting. That's weird. Someone is so impressed they wanted to imitate me. I like it. As I was saying, there's no easy way for me to fetch these files. Like I can't just click and download any attachments. However, we've made it super simple. There's a big green button that says Access Files here. So that's the only way for Sarah to retrieve these files. For the very first time Sarah interacts with TitanFile, we'll do a quick PIN validation to make sure she's indeed the owner of that inbox and that there's, nothing, weird going on and it's actually Sarah and she's not forwarding it along. That PIN will hit her inbox immediately. She'll validate that she's owner of that inbox. The only other step for Sarah to log in is to choose a password. We already have her name and email. And that'll be the way for Sarah to authenticate in securely. And if we did want to add an extra layer of security, we could toggle on MFA. And once she chooses her password, she'll be prompted to enter another validation method through 2FA. Once she's into the platform, notice that her view is very similar to Armin's. The main difference, and this is something that does come up often, is like, am I inviting Sarah to my entire workspace history? And you only invite Sarah to the channel that you've decided to invite her in. In this instance, it's Matter 9345. She gets to go in and do what I've told her or allowed her to do. She can download all the files I've sent her, as well as send me files that I've requested. For her to download files, she can either click on them one by one and preview them, or check out, evidence folders or whatnot and look at stuff, download them one by one. Or when there's a large package, hit the download all button, delete to download them as individual files, or even create a zip if there's a lot of files. She chooses where they go, and boom, Sarah was successful in retrieving the package. Just as easy as that. Now, I've also queued her up to send me stuff. So, Armin wants some images. Okay, let me go send her these 2 evidence images he requested. I'll attach them, and I can even add a context. Thank you, Armin. Received. That was easy. Here are the images you requested. I'm surprised. No typos. I normally have at least 10 typos. Hit send. And it was just as easy as that for our recipient, someone who's never used TitanFile before, to log in securely, authenticate in, fetch the files I sent her, send me stuff back. And we've effectively created a bi-directional communication tool for us to be able to send and receive files for the duration of our matter. And just before I open it up to questions, I'll show you 2 more cool things just because they are my favorite things about the tool. Well, no, I like the whole tool, but these are pretty cool. What you'll see in the conversation tab is a thread-like messaging history of who sent what, timestamped for you to know Armin sent this date, this time, Sarah responded this date, this time. So that's a great way, if especially a matter's gone for a long time, to see exactly what was sent, when and where, who sent what, and see it in chronological order. If I ever want to download that and make that kind of into a PDF, that whole thread, I can take that and bring it into my DMS easily to prove here's all of the back and forth between me and the client. You'll hit the channel menu within the channel and export the entire conversation as a PDF. You can export the history, which I'll get to in a CSV, or the entire channel and its contents as a zip files, all the messages, everything chronologically there for you. So we've made it really easy. Another cool thing is the Files tab. So let's say, again, it's been a lot of back and forth, and you want to kind of see all the files that have been shared because it's cool to see them chronologically. But what's the entire history? In the Files tab, we don't focus on the message. We focus on the files. We are a file sharing tool. You'll see the entire history. Home acts like a mini computer, which is the root folder of the channel. And then everything that's been sent goes under there. You can organize stuff, move stuff around into other folders, add new folders, and even trigger e-signature workflows by selecting the PDFs you want signed, integrating with DocuSign, and just send it for signature through TitanFile, through DocuSign directly in the TitanFile environment. Comes back signed right in there. Extremely secure. Don't need to double download stuff. Last thing I'm showing, the TitanFile, edge is definitely security, and every single microtransaction that happens within a channel gets logged in the history tab. from the inception of the channel to the adding of files to the other person interacting with it, it all gets logged here. Think about it as Big Brother watching everything, but this can come in handy if something, goes wrong and you need to go to court and prove something that the person did download, they didn't download. Hey, you sent me that production package. I never got it. I'm like, yes, you did, Sarah. You downloaded on June 10th. I see it here. Don't play games with us. We have it. You can then export this as well, like I said, through the history tab by exporting the history. And in that history log, there's even the IP address. I wasn't in the country. Yes, you were. The IP address says you were in Canada with Armin in Toronto. So all of those things are at your fingertips. And this is just a glimpse. And I've been talking a lot. I will like to pause now. This is just a glimpse of the powerful tool that is TitanFile. I hope you've enjoyed the demo. And I hope that there's a bunch of questions. And I will now, first of all, I just want to take a pulse check. Is my colleague Hussam in the audience by any chance? Hussam, are you here? Testing 1, 2.
All right, yeah, let's.
I don't think so. All right, he's not, but we can merge out of this, and I'll open it up to the floor to see if anyone has questions. I'll pass it on to you, Craig, to see if there's
Yeah,
been
all right.
any
So
questions.
this is the first thing I want to go over. Okay, so yes.
Actually, now I found out because I saw through the chat that my doppelganger Armin 2 is Hussam, and maybe we can allow him to just say a few words to those who are listening, if
Yeah,
you don't
all
mind
right.
giving him.
Co-host as well.
Hussam, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks, Armin. Thanks, Craig. Pleasure being here, everyone. I appreciate the opportunity, and I have no idea why I logged in as another Armin. I just used the link, but hey, I'm privileged to have that, Armin. Thank you for allowing me to use your name. So, by way of introduction, my name is Hussam Ayad, and I lead strategic initiatives at TitanFile. Armin and I thought that it should be or it could be a really good opportunity to just share with you something that we recently launched, especially since, Craig shared why, he likes using TitanFile. Armin shared a lot more reasons why you should love using TitanFile. And maybe I'll just share an additional reason on why you should probably find it, really, great to use TitanFile, which is basically, our referral program that can help you use TitanFile for free if you refer others to use it. I think you need to allow me to share a screen, Craig, if you don't mind, or Armin.
You should be able to share your screen. There
Okay.
should be a green arrow pointing
Yes,
up.
I just allowed myself to share the screen. But in essence, as you start using TitanFile, once you create your own account, you will find a bottom left corner icon that has a gift. And if you'd like to benefit from our recently announced referral program, which is if you refer somebody, they would get a month for free and you would get a month for free. You could just simply click on that icon. And then what would happen is, you also have the option to do that from our top right menu. But in essence, that's a very simple way for you to get a unique referral code that you can use from someone in your network, could be someone else within your firm that you would like to use basically the product. And then what they would do is they would simply be able to use that link and go check out. They will get a month for free. And as soon as they pay for their next paid month, you will get a month for free on your subscription. So we just thought that this is something that is worth sharing with you, especially if you've been intrigued by what you heard today from Craig and Armin. And that's it for me. Thank you for giving me the floor for a couple of minutes. And I'm happy to, of course, answer any questions about this through Armin or by coming directly on the screen again. Thank you.
All right, perfect.
You,
All right,
Sam.
so we've got questions all over the place, and I'm just going to bring up a couple of things right now. So NetDocs integration, we've got questions about that. There is no time frame, and I've already done this. There's already kind of a NetDocs integration. So if you are in TitanFile, in Google Chrome or Edge, the NetDocs browser extension works. So if you go to uploads, you could upload, and I do it all the time. So my use case is I'm sending a large file that won't fit into TitanFile. Into the NetDocs, right? Because it's 2 GB limit. So I'm putting those files in TitanFile, but then I'll grab some files from NetDocs. I never have to download them. They are all pulled by that extension.
Yeah,
all right.
Great point.
Question for you on the app-based integration. Okay, on the single sign-on. No, never mind. No, two-factor. Sorry, two-factor. You have two-factor authentication. and you are using cell phone is an option. Is an app-based an option as well?
Correct. So
Oh,
when you turn on, a great question. When you turn on MFA, you need to do two things. If you want it for your internals, you would request it. We would set it up for you. And then from there, three options show up: cell phone, either text, voice, or using an authenticator app of your choice. So those are the three options by default. And then you can, as the subscription administrator, turn it on for externals, and it will act the same. So Sarah Smith, for example, who logs on after she chooses her password, will be prompted to choose the MFA method of her choice.
okay. So I'm just going to bring this up right now because we all deal with this when I do trainings. I don't like SMS or text message authentication, but it's better than nothing. And honestly, it's only some of our clients, it's the only thing they can use. They do not understand installing an app on their phone and doing it, even though that's what we do at Optable, because we're dealing with your documents and no one can get in that way. So when you're dealing with the less tech savvy customers, you need that SMS integration. I saw, Armin, when you were showing that law firm site, this is also important. You support single sign-on?
Great question. And yes, so Littler is a big enterprise client of TitanFile's. They have SSO synced, which again makes it super fluid. That is only available for our enterprise clients, which normally starts at a firm of about 50 and up. So you would need about 50 licenses with TitanFile to be able to sign up to enterprise, which then comes with a lot of perks, and SSO is one of them.
Okay. Integration with Clio. Any integration with Clio? Because that's one of the questions. We've got some Clio users on here.
Great question. Nothing native for the moment, nothing supported out of the box. However, we have a very robust API that some of our, again, enterprise clients, and the API is only available to our enterprise clients as well. So I'm just going to nip it up, be very forthright about it. And that can then be leveraged by someone on the firm's end who is a bit tech savvy and can code. It's such a robust API and very simple. It does allow you to communicate with external tools like a Clio, for example.
Well, and Dawn, I know Dawn's on here. Feel free. Dawn is a Clio expert. So feel free to chat in, but you could have Clio Drive set up on your computer, and then you could use that to grab stuff from TitanFile as well. History log is from the inception, right?
Correct.
That's correct?
Yeah, and I'll add to that. It's from the inception of the channel, and then as the administrator, even if a channel's been purged, you have at your fingertips the history of all channels, all logs, all actions that have ever been taken on your TitanFile subscription. So if you're a team of 5 and you have 5 users and they're all using it, the channel gets deleted, etc., your reporting capability will allow you to have all of those logs at your fingertips.
All right, so okay, and then again, NetDocs integration is coming, but we already kind of have a NetDocs integration there. Let's go with how many users can use the company account. So if you're buying licenses, like how does the license, let's forget enterprise for a second. I'm a regular user. What are our options there?
Yeah, absolutely. There's 3 packages to choose from. I'd say the most popular one for any firm that's more than a sole practitioner is our Pro plan, which starts at 2 users. And then you can just either grow with the business as you have more users and just add them. And again, like I said, you don't pay for your externals, so you just have to worry about the folks you need to be hyper vigilant on security front for, that you manage their accounts. So, anything under 50, you can manage yourself. Anything, even I'd say 25. If you're over 25, definitely let us know and we'll do some custom pricing and things for your team. But anything under that, you could just pretty much self-serve through our website, pick the Pro plan, choose your user count, and off you are.
All right. When the when the NetDocs integration is out, we'll do a follow-up webinar if we're okay with that to actually showcase that integration. I will just also point out, ND Office, I'm going to be sending you all emails. 4.0's out and the new browser extension, so we can control the downloads now out of TitanFile directly into Adobe and stuff like that. And we'll be able to do that. So again, I know there's a lot of questions because a lot of you are NetDocs users. There's kind of a NetDocs integration right now, okay? So that already exists because I'm using TitanFile and NetDocs. We will have some videos, blog posts about the actual integration. When you upload a folder structure into TitanFile, you can go into the files and you will see all the documents in that folder structure, correct?
Yeah, correct. I see that question from, let me just check. That was from Stephen Robbins. Thank you for that question, Stephen. So yes, it is something that I skipped through. I just showed you, oh, it's exploded view, etc. But let me just go back into the platform because again, we don't modify files at all in TitanFile. So when Sarah downloaded her package, this is what she downloaded. She downloaded a zip. And if I double click on that zip and open it, you'll see that the client files folder and PDFs and photos are exactly the way that I brought them into TitanFile for our client to upload, to download. So even though it shows like it's exploded, this is just our way of showing its contents for you to know what's in it. But both when you download it or within the Files tab, everything is exactly the way you've prepared it and sent it and uploaded it to TitanFile. So great question.
And the thing that I just have to add, because if you were listening to our conversation at the beginning, I'm just shocked at the unlimited storage because I threw a terabyte in the TitanFile in the last 2 days, and I was worried that like someone was going to call and yell at me about it. And no one has called and yelled at me about it. I mean, you have an unlimited storage right now. I think the retention policy for this, and I'm going to use the retention policy because the amount of data that, because we're talking to law firms here. And this is why I'm not doing something with Dropbox, Box, OneDrive, Google Drive. I'm dealing with, like, we're not amateurs here. We're dealing with an actual software that caters to law firms. And I think it's important for these sort of sharing things to have a retention policy in place so that they're not charging you on storage. So that take that out of there. But do you really want to be holding on to these documents forever? And you're going to forget about them. That's the whole thing. You're going to forget that you have them. And then do you want to get subpoenaed down the line or something like that? So I will be setting up the retention policy. I'll probably do 3 months. So that's fair. You have 3 months to download this. When the retention policy on, is there any sort of email or anything like that?
Great question. So you get to customize that as the administrator of your account. So again, whether you're a team of 5 or 500, as the administrator, you have that ability to set it for your entire team. Let's say, like you said, let's take the advantage of 3 months. By default, the way the tool works, you'll get a ping by email 7 days before your channel expires saying, hey, Craig, channel X is about to expire. And then the day of, you'll get another ping. Hey, Craig, you might have not seen this email, but this is the last one. You get 2 notifications off the bat, and that frequency and timing can be modified as well. And then lastly, I'll say that for all of our administrator accounts, we allow you to set a soft delete period, which means that it can leave from the general population view. So your team, let's say their channel's gone and out within that expiry window. If it does expire and all of a sudden, attorney X wakes up and says, no, I really needed that data. I didn't put it in NetDocs. What do I do, Craig? As the administrator, if you've set a buffer, you could set that, let's say, to be 180 days, whatever you set it to be. There's a way for you to easily restore it through a channel dashboard. We thought of everything.
Yeah, perfect. All right. So again, great overview. On the blog, we will have I'll just do, just like I do NetDocs tips, there's actually another blog for general technology. I'll do some TitanFile stuff there. I'll show some videos on how I integrate it with NetDocs now, just based off of the that Chrome extension that can be used in Chrome or Edge. And then if you're interested, what's the call to action here? If they're interested, Armin, I think everyone's going to get your email address. Just reach out to you, say, hey, I'm interested. Can I see a customized demo?
Correct. And I just added again my email, my direct line on the chat. But yes, I know it was already on the website and whatnot, and we can follow up with it. Happy to take one-on-one questions, set up an extra demo, cater it to your reality with the amount of users that you're forecasting to use. And as Hussam said, as you start using it and you love it, if you want to learn more about our referral program, as he showcased, happy to connect you to Hussam directly or send you literature on our referral program as well.
All right. Well, look, email me when the Outlook integration is out there. That's going to be fantastic. Like I said, we'll go over more stuff. This was great. Again, I learned a lot, even though I've been using this How long have I been using this since February when we met at Legal Tech?
Yeah.
I've been using TitanFile, and it is blazing fast. That's what I'll say is uploading documents. It is very, very fast. You will be shocked at how fast you can get documents into it and download too.
I think we're changing our slogan, Craig. I hope you don't have patent pending on that one. We're going TitanFile. It's blazing fast. I like
Yeah.
it. It rolls off the tongue. Well, thank you, Craig. Thanks for setting this up, and thank you all for having joined and participated in the session. I hope it was informative and you learned more about our tool. And happy, yeah, as Don said, it is quite the endorsement. But we tested it. It is blazing fast, so you can try it for yourselves. And hopefully, I'll get the chance to chat with some of you one-on-one in the near future.
All right, everyone, have a great day.
Bye, everyone. Thank you, Craig.
Bye.